The West African Development Bank's $300 million investment in Niger isn't just news. It's a signal that something big is shifting in the Sahel, that Niger, long dismissed as poor and dependent, is finally turning the page. But here's the kicker. Was this investment just a financial lifeline or a declaration of sovereignty? Because behind the suits, smiles, and handshakes, something deeper is unfolding. A bold new chapter of national control over natural resources. And by the end of this video, we'll reveal how this single move may just change Niger's destiny forever. Before we dive in, welcome to Pan-African Lens, where Africa's past, present, and future come into focus. From cultural pride to political power shifts, we spotlight the stories shaping the continent and its global diaspora. If you believe Africa deserves to be seen through its own lens, subscribe now and be part of the movement. Let's get into it. On June 23rd, 2025, a strategic meeting took place in Niger that could shape the country's future. Prime Minister Ali Mohamed Laminsen, who also serves as the Minister of Economy and Finance, met with Mr. Mustafa Diaw, head of the resident mission of the West African Development Bank, also known as BOAID. Their goal, nothing less than securing Niger's food future and solving its chronic energy shortage. So why is this $300 million investment causing such excitement? And what does this mean for Niger's place in the region's geopolitics and global commodity markets? Will this finally mark the end of France's grip on Nigerian uranium? Or is there more to this partnership than meets the eye? To answer these questions, we need to go back to understand how a country rich in uranium and natural resources somehow became one of the most energy-starved nations in West Africa. Yes, Niger is rich in uranium, which powers France's nuclear plants, rich in sunshine, which could electrify homes, rich in land, which could feed millions. But what has Niger gotten in return? Centuries of extraction, foreign manipulation, and engineered dependency. That's the hidden truth. While Paris lights up the Eiffel Tower with Nigerian uranium, only 13% of Niger's rural population has access to electricity. And this has never been a coincidence. It's been part of a structure, a system, one where Niger exports raw resources but imports poverty. And now that story may be shifting. That's not just all. This $300 million commitment is not just a cash injection, it's a declaration, a shift in tone. And here's why. The BOAID and Nigerian government have identified two critical sectors for transformation: agriculture and energy. For agriculture, the emphasis is on irrigation. You can't have food security without water control. Through the National Office for Hydro-Agricultural Development, known as ONAI, Niger will expand and modernize irrigation networks. That means more crops, more exports, more independence. But the real game changer, the energy sector. BOAID has pledged direct support to Nigelec, the state-run electricity company. Why does that matter? Because electricity is everything. Production, supply chains, mining, exports, they all rely on reliable power. The irony is almost too sharp to ignore. France, a country that gets over 70% of its electricity from nuclear energy, still depends on Nigerian uranium. But the people of Niger, they sit in the dark. So this investment is not just infrastructure development, it's energy justice. It's about flipping the script from dependency to sovereignty, from raw material exporter to industrial power, and this is where the stakes get even higher. Following regional discussions held in mid-June, a decision was made to fast-track the entire process. The government and BOAID gave themselves just 1 week to formulate and submit financing proposals. That speed is rare. It shows urgency, it shows trust, and it shows that something's changed. For decades, African countries have been dictated to delays, conditions, structural adjustment programs. But here, Niger is leading the agenda, setting the priorities, choosing the projects. And these aren't just any projects. They're nation-defining. They're about strengthening the energy sector to reduce blackouts, boosting irrigation to reduce imports, restructuring the economy for long-term self-reliance, all while maintaining control over natural resources. So let's step back and ask, why now? Why is the West African Development Bank suddenly moving fast to support Niger, a country that until recently was treated like an afterthought? Could it be because of the geopolitical realignment taking place in the Sahel? Remember, Niger is part of the Alliance of Sahel States, the AES. Alongside Mali and Burkina Faso, it has rejected Western military interference. It has pushed back against France, against ECOWAS sanctions, and is choosing its own path. This investment could be seen as a reward for that courage, or maybe even as insurance. Because a stable Niger with energy security and food independence is a powerful Niger, and a powerful Niger can lead. And the symbolism of June 23rd should not be missed. It was a quiet announcement, no global headlines, but the people knew this wasn't just paperwork, it was a promise. A promise to break free from a broken model, to say no more exporting raw gold and importing bags of rice. No more fueling foreign cities while our children study by candlelight. So what happens next? Well, once the proposals are submitted, BOAD will review and release the funds. And if all goes according to plan, projects could begin rolling out within months. First in rural areas most affected by food insecurity and energy poverty, then scaling across the country. This is a bold test of Niger's readiness to lead its own future. But here's where it gets even more interesting. This investment is also a message to other African countries. It says, if you take ownership, if you prioritize sovereignty, you will not be alone. Partners like BOAD are ready to support Pan-African development on African terms. And this should give hope to Mali, Burkina Faso, Guinea, Chad, every nation trying to rise. Because here's the hidden truth. Niger is not poor. Niger is not weak. Niger is not behind. Niger has been exploited. And when that exploitation stops, its true potential explodes. This $300 million could unlock billions more in exports, mining, energy production, and infrastructure. But it starts with one thing: control. Control over resources, over development, over direction. And let's not forget the timing. As global oil prices shift, as forecasts for natural resource demand rise, as tariffs increase and global supply chains are redrawn, countries like Niger become more valuable than ever. Commodities, crude oil, solar, agriculture, it's all here. The question is, who benefits? This time, Niger is answering, we do. And if you believe in that answer, if you believe Africa must rise, comment below, Africa must rise. If you stand with AES, say it loud, AES forever. If you believe in President Tiani's mission, comment, I stand with Tiani. This is the era of economic liberation. No more crumbs, no more dependency. This is about building an economy where exports feed local prosperity, not foreign dominance. Where production powers our industries, not just theirs. And as Niger takes this step, the world is watching. Not just because of the $300 million, but because of what it represents. A return to dignity, a return to strategy, a return to ownership. This is not just a loan, it is leverage, the kind that could tilt an entire region towards sovereignty. So what do you think? Will this BOAD investment mark the beginning of Niger's economic renaissance? Can a country so long exploited finally lead the way in the energy sector and food production? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you believe in a new Africa that decides its own destiny, this is your moment to speak it out. Thanks for watching Pan-African Lens. If this story moved you, inspired you, or opened your eyes, hit like, share it, and don't forget to subscribe. This platform is powered by your voice. So let's keep building, questioning, and celebrating Africa together. Until next time, stay proud, stay curious, and keep the lens focused on truth.